The priest who admitted to sexually abusing dozens of Iowa boys for decades has moved. Reverend Jerome Coyle lived in a Fort Dodge retirement home right across from a Catholic school until today. KCCI's Chris Gothner joins us tonight with what the state is now doing after learning the Diocese of Sioux City covered up the abuse.
Shana, today Iowa's Attorney General opened an inquiry into the handling of clergy abuse by the Roman Catholic Church. I spoke with an abuse survivor who says he recently met with Tom Miller about what he thinks needs to be done.
It's not a scandal. It's a criminal situation.
Bill LaHaye says it's time for the Roman Catholic Church to stop treating sex abuse as an internal matter. It's time for change. A California priest abused LaHaye as a child. Since moving to Des Moines, he's fought for reform as part of the survivors network of those abused by priests. He says the allegations against former Diocese of Sioux City priest Jerome Coyle aren't remotely shocking. He says it's the same thing we've seen since 2002, when Boston Globe reporters exposed a massive cover-up of priest sex abuse, dramatized in the movie Spotlight.
Every time a story comes out, it's always some variation of the same theme. That is, there's an abuser priest or priests. The bishops and other church officials knew about it. They didn't report it to the police. They didn't disclose it to the public or their parishioners.
But LaHaye says change won't come from inside.
Looking to the church to be the institution that fixes this is foolish, because it's an ecclesiastical culture of secrecy in large part, and it's had opportunities to address this, and it hasn't.
He says he's happy Attorney General Tom Miller is leading an inquiry into abuse, but ultimately he says he and other survivors want state legislators to act.
The best thing they can do is eliminate the statute of limitations for sex crimes against children and provide a look-back window or a retroactive window for civil action.
LaHaye says reform needs to mean Iowa's mandatory reporting laws changing to include clergy alongside doctors and teachers. He says it's the only way forward.
It will be forced upon them, or it won't happen at all.
Now, LaHaye says Catholics also need to stop giving the church money. He says the Coyle case is a perfect example of how funds were used to help cover up abuse. The church helped Coyle move into an assisted living facility in Fort Dodge. Shana.
All right, thank you, Chris. And the Diocese of Sioux City that Chris was just referring to responded by saying the situation, quote, could have been handled better. A spokesperson told the Associated Press, which broke the story, that policies in place at the time did not call for notifying police or the public. Father Coyle had no comment.